The TRX push-up is a push-up, so it does mostly work the muscles of our chest, our shoulder, and our tricep, though it has some unique properties because, of course, you're on the TRX, so you do involve some core musculature, and because you're on straps, so it's unstable, it means that it does demand more from the stabilizing musculature of the shoulder, which essentially, in the end, transfers over to more stable exercises because you have a stronger shoulder. So there's some unique properties about it. We want to set it up. So we'll go over the basics, but we also want to go over some of the common things that I see go wrong with it. So to kick things off, we're going to have to get the straps to the longest possible position. So we're going to pull these out all the way. So we're going to hold down these little buckles, and I'm going to pull this all the way down to the bottom. Then I'm going to grab the handles. Now, your friendly neighborhood TRX instructor, that not being me, is typically going to get you to face the rack, grab the handles, and then spin around one arm over the other. But you could also just spin around and grab them, your choice. Now, we want to always start where we're going to finish with most TRX exercises, and honestly, any exercise that you can, because it lets you feel out where you're going to be most challenged. So in this case, I want to be essentially fully upright. I want to walk in to my fully bent arm position here. So if I'm thinking about a regular push-up, where am I going to be at the bottom? So for me, that's somewhere around here. So my hands are essentially level with my chest. The straps are making contact with my arm right now, but I want to make sure that I pull my shoulders down away from my ears and I get a tight grip on these handles. What I'm going to do before I go anywhere is I'm going to pull the handles off my arm. So they come off slightly. That's where I'm going to finish. And when I'm doing my press, I'm not actually going to walk this in yet, but just to show you here, I'm not just pushing forward, because when I do that, it rubs against my arm. I'm pushing forward and out slightly. So that way I'm always clearing about a finger's worth of space between the strap and my arm. So that way I don't get a friction burn. So this is also what makes this movement really unique, because as you push out, you turn it into a little bit more of a ring dip, or even somewhere between a ring dip and a fly, as far as the feeling in the chest. So coming back to finding our position here. So once we've found that straps off the body, bottom position, then you can choose your adventure as far as how far you walk in. We do want to be up on our toes. We got a strong body, so I'm squeezing my butt, body stays long, and then I push out and forward. Cool. So take your time on the way down, push up. And you can always walk out if it's too challenging, or you can walk in for more challenge. This is very much a choose your adventure exercise, so suitable for pretty much almost anybody, unless you have a serious shoulder issue, which I wouldn't recommend it as my first choice. Now, speaking of shoulders, that's the thing that we have to be mindful of in this exercise. And the thing that really makes it go wrong is if we have way too much movement through the strap in the shoulder. So especially in that bottom position, as we start to increase the load, the shoulders are going to want to come up towards the ears, or it might end up doing something like this, which is really, really hard on the shoulder, which is typically the easiest point of injury on this exercise. So always making sure that we're choosing an angle that allows us to pull our shoulders down away from the ears. We're looking for a sort of arrow in the elbows rather than a T or an I. So keeping a little angle. And if we can do that, then we should have a fairly happy shoulder and lots of work going on through the chest. All right, hope that helps. Bring it.